White hot competition makes its way to Washington, D.C. as professional air guitarists battle for a national championship.
And ahead of the Gay Games 2022, D.C. goes all in, making the case to play host to the world's largest LGBTQ sporting and cultural event.
All of that, plus the top stories from the News Rundown, are straight ahead on We Are Washington. Welcome to We Are Washington. Air guitarists, you heard me right, air guitarists. They come from all walks of life, and they're taking center stage here at the 2017 U.S. Air Guitar Championships. We'll bring you all the shredding and over-the-top performances from this one-of-a-kind competition.
And in another major competition, Washington, D.C. has made it to the final round in its effort to host the Gay Games 2022. D.C. is one of 3 cities worldwide battling to host Gay Games 11. And coming up, we'll show you the city's team effort to win the games. All of that coming up, but first, here's the News Rundown. Mayor Bowser hosted a back-to-school block party alongside Deputy Mayor Jenny Niles, DCPS Chancellor Antoine Wilson, and NBA star Magic Johnson. The day of fun and activities served as a celebration for the beginning of a new school year, as well as an opportunity for the mayor to lay out her 5-year strategic plan for DC public schools.
Every school and every student and every day counts. And we want all of our adults in our community to emphasize to young people how they have to, need to, must attend school every single day.
We got to come and get a good education, because if you 10, 12, 15 guys get one, then those who are little boys will say, he went to college, so can I.
Among the priorities outlined in the mayor's vision for DCPS, increasing college and career readiness, accelerating early literacy, and increasing high school graduation rates. It was the first day on the job for a number of district residents at Workforce Signing Day. Similar to what you might see on National Signing Day for college athletes, Mayor Bowser congratulated participants of several Department of Employment Service program participants who have earned full-time permanent work, something more district residents are experiencing as the unemployment rate across all 8 wards continues to drop.
Our unemployment numbers across the district, across all 8 wards of Washington, D.C., have gone in the right direction, which means more D.C. residents are working.
Improvements to job training and employment programs during the Bowser administration have earned recognition by the U.S. Department of Labor and have helped put more than 22,000 D.C. residents to work. Connecting D.C. residents with apprenticeships in high-demand industries is the goal of a new initiative called Apprenticeship D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser launched the program as part of D.C. Works Week, celebration of employers who shape the workforce system in our city. During the launch, the mayor announced $400,000 in grants to local businesses for apprenticeship programs. The grants target high-demand areas such as IT, construction, and infrastructure. It's estimated that by 2021, the district's infrastructure sector will increase by 11%, and already the city has seen a gap between open positions and available workers to fill them. In 2016, more than half of Washington, D.C.'s open infrastructure positions went unfilled. And to help close this gap, Mayor Bowser plans to launch D.C. Infrastructure Academy. The academy will bring multiple infrastructure-related workforce development activities under one roof to create a pipeline to high-demand jobs for district residents. The mayor signed a memorandum of intent to launch the academy, which reflects a partnership between D.C. government and the private sector.
We can ensure that the district residents receive the right training to fill these high-demand, hard-to-fill jobs. By coordinating our training through a one-stop shop infrastructure academy, we will leverage our partners' expertise, provide companies with a pipeline of qualified workers to fill their open positions, and create more pathways to the middle class for district residents.
The district plans to establish a temporary site for the Infrastructure Academy in early 2018 until a permanent facility is completed. The Department of Employment Services held a town hall at the ARC in Ward 8 as part of the agency's Community Conversation series. The meetings give residents an opportunity to hear directly from DOES Director Odie Donald and give feedback on what's working and what needs work. For information on upcoming town halls, visit does.dc.gov.
The Mayor's Office on Latino Affairs kicked off Hispanic Heritage Month with music and dancing at Civic Plaza in Columbia Heights. The celebration was the first of many events happening around the city all month long in honor of contributions of the Latino community here in D.C.
It was a chance to experience Brazil without leaving home. The Brazilian embassy opened its doors for Brazil Week in D.C.
This creates a synergy between the two cities, and it's very interesting for us, first of all, to compare the influence we have had, how it developed, which are the expressions in the field of culture, in the field of music. And this is something we're very proud to do.
The week-long events included films, music, and academic debates designed to showcase Brazilian history and culture, along with a long-standing friendship between the U.S. and Brazil. The Recreation Wish List Committee honored some of the people making a big difference for the Southeast Tennis and Learning Center at a luncheon at the Hay Adams Hotel. The committee's CEO and founder, Cora Masters-Berry, paid tribute to 5 honorees who have been instrumental in the success of the state-of-the-art tennis facility in Southeast. The tennis center was created from a partnership between the Recreation Wish List Committee and the D.C. Department of Parks and Recreation.
Run Hope Work is an organization helping young adults in D.C. with job training, mentorship, and building experiences for personal growth. The annual bike trip is a test in endurance and takes place over 30 hours, running through Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New Jersey. For more information about the organization or to participate, visit runhopework.org.
Rare Essence, Black Alley Band, DJ Lance, Handsome Hound, just a sample of the performers at the 202 Arts and Music Festival at Randall Field. The D.C. Commission on Arts and Humanities presented the festival as part of 202 Creates Month, which showcases the district's thriving and diverse creative economy.
So no shortage of items today to talk about in the news recap, right?
Yes.
A lot of stuff going on, right? But I want to mention Workforce Signing Day because you get to go behind sort of the numbers of unemployment falling and the things that happen behind job training programs and see the people that it affects. Because the people that were sitting at the table signing the letters, getting jobs, you could see the emotion in their face, you know, kind of welling up with tears, smiling, very, very happy. So it was great to see that personal connection behind the people getting the jobs and who's being impacted and who it's affecting.
It's such an important first step for everyone, your first job.
Sure.
And so not surprising that people would get emotional, and also nice to see that we're giving, you know, we give athletes, you know, there's always so much celebration when young athletes are going to play in college, and that's a great thing, but getting your first job, that's, I mean,
right.
you know, nothing better than that.
Right.
I wanted to mention about, because we only really talked about a few of the performers for the 202 Creates Arts and Music Festival.
Right.
And what's really amazing about that, it was like 11 hours of performers, everything, you know, something really for everybody. It was free, family friendly, and I would just want to encourage people to really check out 202creates.com because it's really hard to keep up with how much is going on.
So
and
much more going on.
you don't want to miss out on all these great opportunities.
The DCPS block party. This looked like they were having a lot of fun, didn't it? There was a big group there. Everybody was enjoying themselves. The kids were enjoying themselves. And why not? DCPS, if you listen to what's happening and you watch what's happening, they're in a good position, right? They're outlining the strategic plan coming up for the next few years. And all of the goals that they've set out, they seem like ambitious goals, but reachable goals, because all we hear about and all we see is that graduation rates are going up, test scores are going up, and they're in a good position to keep advancing and moving forward. So why not celebrate, right?
Yeah, and so nice to see Magic Johnson there.
That was great, right?
I find him to be so inspiring, and you know, when he's talking to young men, you can see that he really, you know, is passionate about what he does, and so great to see an athlete, you know, who really is, you know, giving
really,
back is so important to him.
The kids really responded to him too.
A great event.
Yeah.
Okay, well, coming up, the top most outrageous air guitarists in the country compete for a national title right here in D.C., and we'll bring you the highlights.
And the district is going all out in its bid to host the 2022 Gay Games.
If you've ever dreamed of rocking out on stage but never learned to play an instrument, we've got just the competition for you. The U.S. Air Guitar Championships were held right here in Washington, D.C.
Die-hard air guitar enthusiasts came from around the country for a chance to be crowned the 2017 U.S. Air Guitar Champion and to go on to compete at the World Competition in Finland. Part rock concert, part comedy show, and a whole lot of fun. Here, take a look.
A friend of mine and I discovered that the World Championships existed, and this was like 2002, and that there were countries from all over the world sending their champions to represent the country, and the United States was not represented. And we felt like if there's one thing in the world that the U.S. should dominate without controversy, it's this. I think we're the best country. We've won the most world titles. We hold the world title now. But oddly, we always feared Japan, and Japan's very good. But the strange one is France is the other one. So I'd say the US, Japan, and France are the superpowers in air guitar. Probably the judging criteria. The first one is technical, like are you convincing us that you're sort of playing what we're hearing? Second is stage presence, so that's now harder. Like how many people that do that are crazy or stupid enough to do it on stage with the whole hundreds of thousands of people watching. And then the last one is the hardest, which is the je ne sais quoi, airness factor.
My name is Aristotle, and I'm the reigning 2016 World Air Guitar Champion. A friend of mine bought a DVD. It was a documentary called Air Guitar Nation, and it chronicled the first year that these competitions were taking place in the United States. The philosophy behind the competitions are that if everybody in the world were to hold an air guitar, theoretically you can't be holding a rifle, so boom, world peace. So I thought this was the craziest way to promote world peace that I'd ever seen, so I signed up for the next competition.
You know, I'm the old guy, 6 times Mid-Atlantic champion. You know, getting up there, you have to be technical. And that's when I started, I'm just like, that's all I was doing. But you have to create an art on stage. So you have to be very, very entertaining. I've been involved in U.S. Air Guitar since 2003, but I still haven't won the big dance yet. So my wife, Mrs. Shred, will be here. If I ever win the U.S. Championship, I told her I'd retire.
What brought you out tonight?
Spur of the moment. We just walked by, felt it. Yeah, we got to do it.
What about you guys? What brought you out tonight?
Groupon.
Oh,
Groupon brought me out tonight.
Yeah. Are you guys ready to see some excellent air guitar tonight?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, is your husband Shred?
I know doing this on stage has been like at least the past 10 years, but I think he's been playing air guitar for 30 years maybe. It's a little weird. Yeah, I don't really understand his like affection for this, but I'm here to support.
Tell me, what's your inspiration?
Well, you know, I just love these air guitar children. They are so precious, and it's kind of fun.
It was great to be with all of the air guitar players from all over the U.S. and a camaraderie that we have.
It's like mime, comedy, rock and roll. I loved every aspect of it.
All right? So I guess after watching that, I just realized that guitar lessons were a waste of time.
Oh no, you didn't need that. No, but you do need airness, which is something they judge on, and that's kind of the X factor.
What did he call it? Je ne sais quoi. He
Exactly.
said the
yes.
airness, the thing, the intangible, the thing you can't measure.
Exactly, just something that you know. That's
they
the
have
one,
it.
exactly.
They have it. I thought that was interesting too, where he mentioned you get 15 minutes of weird fame when you go and compete and win, and then are able to compete at the international level. And that's how I sort of realized that this was a bigger deal than I had imagined when I saw when the Associated Press day planner had sent out a message about get ready, the international competition is going to be coming to Finland starting next week.
Oh yeah, big following. I mean, it's like you enter this whole world and you realize that there are a lot of people who, you know, they follow this compete. And they compete and they love it, and they're very enthusiastic.
And so you were there, so you felt that intensity too,
I
right?
did, and I was already starting to imagine what I would, you know, which song I would, you know, you can't help but, kind of imagine, you know, but now I'm kind of back to reality. I'm not sure that's exactly what I should be.
Okay, and lastly, I was just interested to find out that we're concerned with France and Japan as both powerhouses in this competition. Yeah. So I guess the U.S., France, and Japan are the countries that you look to when you're going to find your top of the top competitors when it comes to air guitar.
But we have to say the U.S. is definitely the leader when it comes to
2 years in a row now.
Air guitar.
There you go, right? Yep. So coming up, D.C. is one of just 3 finalist cities from around the world competing for the Gay Games in 2022. We'll show you how the district is going all out to win.
Welcome back to We Are Washington. It's an event that could bring as many as 15,000 participants to the district. Just one of the reasons Washington is going all out in its bid to host Gay Games 11 in 2022. Take a look.
There's never been a better time to live in Washington, D.C., and I dare say there's never been a better time to be gay in Washington, D.C.
I think this momentum is going to carry us into winning this bid. It's all about winning. We're not going to be satisfied with just being one of the top 3. We plan to win.
Well, the Gay Games started in 1982. They were the dream of Dr. Tom Waddell. He was a former Olympian who competed in the decathlon for the United States, and he really felt that it was important to give the community, the LGBT community, something to come together around. And sports has always been one of those things that has brought people together. They're held every 4 years, just like the Olympics, only more fabulous, as I always like to say. For DC, for instance, there'll be 36 events that will be a part of our bid. And most people don't really understand how big the Gay Games are, but we anticipate 10 to 12,000 participants, which is actually more participants than the Olympics. I think the best thing about the Gay Games, it helps people realize their potential. And you know, you don't have a lot of opportunities like that in life. And when you can come here, try your best, knowing you're not going to win the Olympic gold, but maybe you can win a medal at the Gay Games, it's very empowering. Well, it's been already a very long vetting process. 11 cities started. It got pared down to 8, and then 8 submitted full bids. 5 of those were eliminated in that next round, so it's down to Washington, D.C., Guadalajara, Mexico, and Hong Kong.
DC is already known for supporting huge events. We've got 3 major airports. We've got a metro system that I think is the second most used metro system in the country. We've got 400 bike share stations. So we are already built to move a great number of people around for a huge event like that. Think about all the inaugurations that we host. So DC is sort of made for big events. And take on top of that, you add the Smithsonian museums. We've got the new African American Museum. We have the tourism. We have the support for the residents. And we have the fact that this is the nation's capital. And when you're thinking about sort of the freedoms that DC offers its residents and its tourists, as well as the protections compared to some of the other the other two countries that we're up against, there's no comparison. Think about the impact that's going to have to the business community, and not just the LGBT, but the entire business community, from retail to restaurants to hotels. Destination DC is excited about this because, you know, they specialize in tourism, and this is going to be a tourism bonanza. So everybody is excited about it.
Bring the gay games to Washington, D.C.
Now, I'm convinced that the games are coming to D.C. I mean, I don't think the other cities even have a chance after.
I'm totally biased too. I almost feel sorry for the other cities when they're competing against DC, because I'm like, really?
I'm biased too. I get it, but it's like we do all the big events here, right? We do political events, we do sporting events, we do everything here. So why not? You know, and it makes sense that they would come here. We have everything. They have everything they need, and I don't think the other cities are ready. I think we're ready. We're going to do it. We're ready, right?
Definitely.
And after watching that, I'm convinced even further. They make a really good case about why the game should be here in D.C.
Definitely, and we're going to bring you everything once the announcement is made.
We're already booking the hotel rooms and the production.
We'll let you know.
Yep. Well, that is all the time we have for today, but we do have time for one last thing.
I wanted to mention, I know everybody's really concerned about all the people struggling in the aftermath of all the hurricanes.
All the storms, natural disasters, things like that happening. Right?
Difficult time, but a lot of local organizations doing some great work. We have some animal rescue organizations bringing a lot of dogs to our area. So if you have been thinking, oh, maybe about getting a pet,
adopting,
everybody needs a dog. Lucky Dog Animal Rescue, one of them, doing a lot of great work. You can check them out.
To be able to connect locally and do something here in D.C., that's one way to really make a difference. Humane Rescue Alliance, our friends there, we visited them before.
Yeah.
They do some good things as well, and they're also adopting dogs that have been brought in from other locations where they're having some hard times right now. So a good place to look to also, right?
Look into that.
Definitely. All right, well, that is all the time that we have today, but we want to thank you for joining us and remind you that all of our programs from We Are Washington can be found right on the YouTube page. Search Entertain DC.
See you next time.